Ayo, and welcome back to Imagine Your Odyssey. I am Jason, and today is project day. And what are we doing for yet another project on our travel trailer? Well, we're gonna do a modification to the bottom of our freshwater tank where you drain it. Now, our rig here doesn't sit that far off the ground, and every time I gotta drain the freshwater tank, I gotta go up underneath and crawl on my back and slide up underneath the axles and get in there, remove a plug, wait for the water to drain and all that stuff. So I don't want to do that anymore. I want to reroute that to the outside so that I can actually turn it on and off and drain the tank there. Now, the reason that I want to do this project is for two reasons. The first reason is towability. I don't need to have too much water in the freshwater tank if I don't have to and have that towing down the road, so I can easily empty it there. The other reason is during the winter. We like to do a lot of winter camping, but because of doing a lot of winter camping, it means we come home and we have to winterize the camper quite often. So in order to do that, I have to drain the freshwater tank amongst some other stuff. So we want to make that easy to do. I don't want to have to drag myself up underneath the camper and pull that plug and all that all the time. All right, so let's go over some of the things that we're going to need for this project. We're going to need hose clamps. We're going to need a fitting to go from the freshwater tank to the hose that's going to reach the back. Now, once the hose gets to the back, we're going to need a shut-off valve. The reason for the shut-off valve is so that we can open and close it. Now, the shut-off valve in this one is also going to have the ability to hook up a water hose to it so we can divert where the water goes wherever we want it. We're also going to need some mounting brackets. So you see the bracket here, one with a hole in it, that's what's going to mount the water hose connection from the hose from the freshwater tank. And we're also going to need some tools in order to mount all this stuff up. So we got screws, we got clamps, we got blades, and we got a drill. So let's go ahead and get the project started. All right, so the first piece that we need is the piece that's going to connect to the actual black tank itself. And this is the piece right here. So what we're going to do is this right here screws up to the bottom of the black tank drain. This end is where the hose goes that's going to lead it to the other location. So what we need to do is take this hose here and connect it to this and put our hose clamps on it. And that way we can go ahead and mount this up underneath on the black tank and start running the hose to find out exactly where the alternate location is going to be. So let's go ahead and get the hose put onto the end of this and get it up underneath and get it connected. All right, now that we've got everything connected, we've got our valve on the outside, we got our hose connections made, and we've got the connection made to the freshwater tank up underneath. It's time to go ahead and get some water in that freshwater tank and test everything out. So we'll test for leaks and we'll test to see how the valve works. Hopefully, if everything turns out well, I won't have to be climbing up underneath of this here RV anymore. So let's go ahead and get that freshwater tank full. All right, so there's the project in a whole. Everything went great. We filled it up with water, we've checked for leaks, had no leaks. We opened up the valve and it's emptying the water like we wanted it to. It's running perfect. Now for a quick recap, I have a rig that's a little lower to the ground and I don't want to climb underneath every single time I want to empty the freshwater tank. Now you may ask, why do I want to empty the freshwater tank all the time? Well, I don't want to carry the weight when I'm traveling, or it's the winter time, and every time I go camping, when I come home, I have to winterize it, and I don't want to get back underneath every single time to do that. It's not that easy. So we've rerouted it, and everything, like I said, is working perfect. Now, if your rig has something similar to that, or you want to do that project, here's some amazing information for you. If you have other methods of which you do yours, please share that in the comments below. I would love to know. Also, if you haven't clicked that subscribe button yet, do so right now. I'll wait on you. Over and over and over, or we have to winterize. Oh! Water tank, I have to drain all the lines, I have to empty them. I have to empty them out, I have to blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. Oh, and stuff like that.